Hey, good morning, good midday, whenever you guys at TLC are getting this video. Um, hey, I wanted to, in light of the issue with Jody's laptop, um, Jody lost some data off of his laptop. The hard drive failed. And so I just wanted to go over some issues with that so that we can be on the same page. It will help me to be able to make sure that your data is backed up and retained at any given day. So, OneDrive is one of the solutions that you guys already have. Each user that has a full Office 365 account has a 1 terabyte OneDrive account that's that's included in their account. So I'm going to go through a couple of things. We're going to talk about OneDrive. Well, let's start with the download. So I'm going to send there's going to be a link down below in the body of this email for the location uh, of where to download that. And let's go here. And that's here. It's the https:// onedrive.live.com/about/en-us/download. So if you wanted to take a minute and just copy that down, or there's a link going to be a link in this email. Okay, so you go to that website and you click here. You click right here and it says click here to download. And once you download that, and after it's downloaded, then you'll get this. This is the setup for OneDrive. You'll have to run the exe that's in your downloads. But once you do, then you'll just put in your email address and sign in. So I'm going to demonstrate this. Sign in. And it's work or school. It is not the personal. Work or school. It takes a couple minutes to do this. So let me explain a little bit about OneDrive while we're in this time. So it's pretty obvious that if you're looking at files that are on your desktop, that they're not on the cloud server. For the sake of our conversation here, I want to show you something here. Let's assume that this is the admin that goes into the server. For those of you that don't use any icons or any data that are on your desktop here, and that's just fluff that if you lost it, it wouldn't be any big deal, then there's not a real issue. But if you're on the server and you're remoted in and anything you use on your desktop there is backed up every night. The stuff that's on your local machine, so when I define that is you come up to the computer for the day and you log on to the computer and then you find the remote and then you remote into the server. All right, so the desktop where you click on this and where you're gonna remote in, that is your local desktop. And your local desktop, any of the files that you have on there, they are not saved. There's nothing to save them on each computer. So if you don't save them somewhere, then they could be lost if your hard drive went down. Okay, logging in now. Took a little bit for that to come up. And once I do, then the next step is it's going to run you through a little bit of a wizard. There's not that many steps. It's pretty straightforward. This is your OneDrive folder, all files here, add files here, so you can access them from other devices and still have them on this PC. So that's the real important part that you understand about this is that it syncs the files on your computer and in the cloud, and then on any other device that you add the OneDrive to. You'd have to get with Jody and with Christy to figure out if you can put it on your phone, if you can put it on your personal laptop. I would not suggest that for business files, in that if your stuff gets stolen, it's harder for us to recover those files. So right now, if you put your mouse over it, it's showing that it is C users Daniel OneDrive. And so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to show you where that's at. So we go into the C drive, go to users, and we go to Daniel, and it's going to be right in here. It's right there. That's where my OneDrive is. Now you'll notice that I have Dropbox. Dropbox and OneDrive are very similar. They're not the same, but they're similar. OneDrive is part of the cost that the TLC is already paying for, and so you might as well get this software loaded on your computer. And again, this isn't for your personal pictures and videos and music. It's for business stuff because of how this works, of course. Jody's paying for it, and so it's for business stuff. Okay, next. We hit next there. My laptop is a little overloaded right now. I haven't shut it down for a while, so this is probably operating a little bit slower than it will on yours. Okay, and then this has these different windows. You can just hit right and read all this if you want. I've been through it enough. I'm not going to read through that. Okay, and you can get it on your phone. Again, talk to Christy, talk to Jody about that, and open my OneDrive folder. Click there. And now I already have some files that I've saved in my OneDrive. And now the thing is, it's going to be empty initially, but now see, it's filling it in now. So I'll just minimize that, and we can get out of that as well. All right, so we're just going to close out of that. So what I want you to understand is that let's just close that. What I want you to understand is, let's say an Excel document. Now it can be a Word file, it can be an Excel document, it can be a picture, it can be whatever it is that you're using. But I want to use an Excel file just as an example to help you. So we're in Excel and we're doing calculations, blah, 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 whatever. We do File, Save, and when we go to save it, your OneDrive is going to come up within Office as long as you're signed in to your Office, which you should be anyway. Your OneDrive will come up. This is mine, OneDrive Alpine Business Enterprises. This is mine. And if I just click there, double click here, enter the name, just say test for TLC, Excel document, save. It's going to save in my OneDrive. Okay, so now just as a confirmation that it's gone there, again, I go here. I can go, it's going to have a link right here in your sidebar. There's going to be a link. Now listen, the OneDrive that does not have anything after it, in case you already have OneDrive on your computer, for personal, it will not say anything after it. Business, it will say OneDrive, the Landscape Center. Mine is Alpine Business Enterprises, of course, but this one is the one that's for business, and that's the one you will have. And if we go down here to test for TLC, there it is right there. Okay, so now what happens once I save that into there is this little icon down here. This shows that it's up to date, and you can see that document that I just created 39 seconds ago. It's now in the cloud. It's already uploaded it into the cloud. All right. And so what happens with that? If this computer burns to the ground, is stolen, whatever happens to it, that file is now in Microsoft Server. And if we went over here and we went to portal.office.com, so that's portal.office.com. And if you were to sign into that with your email address and your password, and again, Christy has that, you'll come to this section here. You can use your full email here. Oh, stop it. So I'll just click back to here. You can use your full email here. Your OneDrive is right here. So if I click on OneDrive, now I'm in the cloud. It's not on this computer. I'm going to a server that's on Microsoft's network, and I'm on OneDrive. What does that mean? That means even if I don't have this computer, I can go to any computer and put in portal.office.com, and my documents will be there. And so I'm going to scroll down here and test for TLC XLS. That's there. So that means it's on my computer and it's in the cloud already. So what happens is if my hard drive crashes on this laptop, Lord forbid it, I've got a lot of stuff on here, but I always save my stuff into my Dropbox, or I mean into my OneDrive. I do it in Dropbox mostly, but I use OneDrive as well. But I use a ton of stuff in Dropbox. I've got gigs of stuff in Dropbox. So any of the files that are hanging out like this, or if you're, here's another point that people may not understand, is if you're here in your documents. Let's get out of that and go back in. My computer needs to be restarted. I apologize for that. Let's see if we can get into documents. Look, you'll notice I don't have hardly anything in my documents. Why? Because that's on my local computer, and I could lose that at any given moment if my hard drive went down. I don't want it here. I want it in my Dropbox or in my OneDrive, and that's in the cloud. It's on my other computers. I can go to any of the computers that I use and just go into the C drive and then or into File Explorer rather, and go to Dropbox and I can select which ones I want to save on here. So any file that you have, like your pictures, some people have a lot of pictures. Again, if they're TLC pictures, go ahead and put them on OneDrive. If they're personal stuff, probably we don't want them on here. If there's space available and it's business related, just put it all in there. Documents, downloads. So if you got something that's really pertinent, so you'd want to probably put those downloads onto your Dropbox. I'm sorry, I keep saying Dropbox because that's what I use so much, but it's OneDrive. And so when you put it in there, so then here's the other issue. So you put it in OneDrive, and whatever your user is, mine is Daniel at alpinepc.com. I'm the only one that can see what's in my OneDrive. So Christy puts a document in there, only she can see it. Nobody else in the Landscape Center can see what's in hers. Okay. So each person has a 1 terabyte. Now this is my laptop. You can see that I only have it's really 128 gigabyte flash drive or a SSD hard drive in this. And so I don't have very much room, but that's 1/10 of 1 terabyte, my whole hard drive. And I have 10 times the size of my hard drive in the OneDrive. And so a lot of laptops that'll have 500 gig hard drives. So the 500 gig is 1/2 the size of what you have up here. And some computers that are out there today, a lot of desktop computers, they'll have 1 terabyte hard drive. Well, that whole space available is up here in your OneDrive. So I think that makes the point. So I believe I've covered everything from downloading, installing, putting in your username and password, and using the OneDrive. If you have any questions around this, just email me back. Please don't call me, just email me. Why do I say that? Because just put your thoughts together, put an email, and if you have a question, chances are somebody else in the company might have that same question. I can just answer you all at the same time. So thanks for your time, and I hope you enjoyed this video.